So my thoughts on mechanically unique secret lairs are relatively straightforward. Should these have been standard prints? Because it's bad enough that Commander Bait takes slots out of standard sets. The idea that they would take cards that should have just been in standard and put them in essentially Commander-only printings is wild. But usually it's fine. And in terms of like strict power level, is this going to be a problem for Legacy situation? I have the controversial opinion that people who play singles formats like Legacy don't actually particularly support the game all that much. And Kitchen Table Magic is actually the core of the business model that actually keeps Magic alive. So, Super State is a 7/7 legendary aura enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 9/9 and has Flust, Trample, Haste. Flying, First Strike, Trample, and Haste. Flust Traced. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness 9/9 and has Flust Traced. That's possibly the most cursed thing I've ever said. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. Perfect commander card. Absolutely fantastic. You hit one person, and then it doesn't even hit them again. It hits the entire table equally. Knuckles the Echidna. 2/2 red for a 2/4 legendary Echidna. Double strike. Traced. I'll stop. Double strike, trample, haste. Whenever one of all creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So he triggers it himself twice, but if you attack with multiple creatures, like an army of creatures, you only get one per combat step. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. Okay, so if you have a friend who you know has paid the money for the secret lair, or you're happy playing with proxies, which you should be, you need to watch out for somebody hoarding food or clue or treasure tokens, because they might just flash in Knuckles the Echidna before they start their turn and win the game. It bugs me when you see a card that so clearly wants to be like, I'm going to put it on the board, I'm going to attack with it, it's going to be, you know, a relatively straightforward card. I mean, this is a 4 mana, 4 damage to the face, makes treasure tokens sort of guy, but also you want to sit there and hold him in your hand until right before you're about to win the game so that he doesn't get removed. Also, there is the smallest possible window for removing him. Annoying. Also, playing him as a commander would be exceptionally rude, but I would respect it. Amy Rose, 2 red, white, legendary hedgehog, 3/3 haste. Whenever she attacks, attach an equipment to her. Okay, so yeah, we put a giant hammer on her. That makes sense. Then up one other target attacking creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn by X as Amy Rose's power. Okay, so yeah, she's just a straightforward equipment tribal commander. That's great, and you can play her as a commander and there's absolutely no issues. See, this is the sort of power level that you really want for mechanically unique secret lair. This card would never see play in Legacy, and frankly it wouldn't even realistically see play in competitive standard. People are going to love this. This is an absolutely inoffensive and very fun commander, and it encourages people to play Colossus Hammer in their deck, which is the opposite of a competitive card. Dr. Eggman! 5 mana Grixis for a 3/6 flyer. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Then each opponent faces a villainous choice. So each opponent discards a card, or you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield. Interesting. So if you have nothing left in your hand, so starting on your left, they go, I could discard a card, or I could just say, you can put something onto the battlefield, and if Eggman player has like 1 card in hand that triggers that, then that first player is like, no, I'm going to let you have the benefit so that I don't have to discard a card, and then the entire rest of the table gets to go, cool, we're just going to let you put stuff onto the board and not discard cards, and then somebody can go on their turn, wrath the board. It's a little disappointing about Dr. Eggman. Maybe if he said at the beginning of each opponent's end step, that opponent faces a villainous choice. Yeah, that would be good. And if that's a lot of interrupting other players at the table, though. See, that's the thing, is that this is, yeah, that would be a stronger card, but it would be more annoying to play at the table, and so I think it would be worse as a design. Tails, a 3 mana white blue 3/1 with flash flying, and whenever a vehicle you control enters, draw a card if it has flying, otherwise put a flying counter on it. That's okay. I don't like putting flash on things that don't need it for some mechanical reason. Tails just 100% wants to be on the board at sorcery speed so that you can continue playing flying vehicles. Him being a 3-1 annoys me. Him having flash annoys me. His legal name being miles per hour, a pun on miles per hour, annoys me. We're moving on. Shadow the Hedgehog, a 4-mana black-red 4/2 with no generic. Haste. Whenever Shadow or another creature you control with Flash or Haste dies, draw a card. So there's a speedy things tribal going on. You know, it should annoy me that Shadow cares about the well-being of other creatures, but I'm sure that there are Sonic the Hedgehog lore experts who could tell me that that's actually secretly in his nature, being that he looks edgy but actually is a hero in some way. Chaos Control, each spell you cast has split second if mana from an artifact was spent to cast it. That's just cool. Let's be clear, that's basically trinket text, because I think at the vast majority of commander tables, you're not realistically going to be playing around. Like, you're not even going to be seeing counter spells, let alone be playing around them the way that you do in one-on-one Magic. But it's neat. And Sonic the Hedgehog, our tentpole blue boy, who is in fact not just blue, but a blue, a red, and a white. Jeskai, 4 mana, 2/4 haste. Whenever Sonic attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. So okay. I guess they couldn't give Tails haste because Tails was going to be in blue-white. So they needed to give him flash so that Sonic could care about him. Everyone else, like Amy has haste, Knuckles has haste. The fact that I nearly called him Miles. I hate it so much. The fact that Tails has flash is just on the card so that he gets noticed in the Hedgehog tribal effect. I hate it. Whenever a creature you control with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a tapped treasure token. See, because of the rings. Because they go boop. I would be more okay with that if, again, Tails had a high toughness and not 1 toughness and therefore explodes whenever he gets dealt any amount of damage. Otherwise, I'm all for the flavor going on here. In terms of like actual buildability as commanders, first of all, we got to address the fact that Sonic and Shadow are mutually exclusive. They cannot be in each other's decks, and you would need a separate character who is none of the cards in this secret lair to put them in a deck together, which is actually super annoying. Like, am I going to put these guys in a Morphin the Boundless deck naming a Hedgehog? I guess I am. Secret Lair number 2. Fancy reprints. Generous Gift. Generous Gift might be my favorite card in a commander context because here's the thing. In a one-on-one game, it's terrible. It's objectively bad. But in a commander game, it's card advantage because what you do here is you spend 3 mana and you remove an opponent's best permanent and give them a 3/3 elephant. What then happens is the turn passes and you have done the table a favor by removing some large threat, and the targeted player still has a 3/3 elephant on the board. So third player says, I should finish the job, and I should remove that elephant with a piece of my own removal. And you, having cast just a Generous Gift, have now 2-for-1 to the board. Commander is weird. Open the armory. It would be rude to print the Amy that we did and not include some sort of themed equipment searching. Fabricate is quite a powerful choice, but then again, this is also a secret lair, and it's going to be a card that's, like, expensive. It's... The cheapest one here is $6. Wow. And that's... Oh, no. And that's a World Champ Dex one. Ugh. Cheapest playable one is $6.50. My goodness. Deadly Dispute. The best version of your black instant sack a creature, draw cards, because making a treasure token is ramp, essentially. And also, yeah, Shadow loves to cast things off of treasure tokens. But again, trinket text. Unexpected Windfall. Yeah, that's a card that you're 100% going to be playing with Knuckles, because you're not actually beating people down, you're playing stall until you win the game with treasure tokens. And I'm just now realizing that my Arcane Bombardment Widespread Thieving deck was a Knuckles deck before Knuckles decks were cool. Yeah, play that with Knuckles and you'll win the game actually pretty reliably. Soul Ring, because of course. Treasure, because, yeah, okay. If I didn't get the rings as treasure analogy, well, there we go. I wonder how many treasure tokens you get with the secret lair, though, because if it's not tons, like if it's one, and I'm expected to put a ring down and then put dice on it, as opposed to throwing rings onto the table, I'm so upset. And secret lair number 3, Knuckles Gloves, is the Reaver Cleaver. Ah, I see. 2 in a red for a legendary equipment. Equip 3, equip creature, gets +1/+1, has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens. There we go. That is, yes, again, a card that you are absolutely going to be playing in a mono-red Knuckles deck. Not so much in a deck that's actually designed around sort of like try-harding to win with Knuckles' ability, but thematically, if you're going to play Knuckles as intended, i.e. playing him out on curve and then hitting people in the face to generate treasure tokens, then yeah, that's great. Air Shoes as Swiftfoot Boots, yeah, that makes sense. Lightning Greaves is basically a perfect card, and Swiftfoot Boots is Lightning Greaves, but fixed. In that it costs mana to equip, and it has Hexproof instead of Shroud because everybody was playing Shroud as though it was Hexproof. Egghammer as Mere Battlesphere. Does Mere Battlesphere really see that much play? How much does it cost? It's a 20-cent card. Okay. I feel like a lot of the charm of Mere Battlesphere is the art of Mere Battlesphere and the fact that it's named Mere Battlesphere. But okay. Pico Hammer as Hammer of Nazan. Legendary equipment. 4 mana, equip 4. Whenever it or another equipment you control enters, you may attach that equipment to target creature. Oh! I don't recognize this card. Has this card been... Oh, this is the commander-only card. Okay, that makes sense. That's why I've never seen it. Okay, so it snap-ons this, and then all equipment you have. Okay, that's pretty great. I was thinking that it would be Colossus Hammer in this slot for Amy, but no, this is way better, and I'm actually really happy to see that. Commander players have chase cards too. Power Sneakers as Lightning Greaves. Yeah, we discussed as above. Tornado Sonic Spyplane as the Weatherlight legendary vehicle. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You move a really historic card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the permanently. Ah, okay. See, that makes sense. I never remember what the Weatherlight does, because it's always like, wait, which card is the Weatherlight? Not Legacy Weapon. And then Egg Pawn as a mere token. Cute. Again, how many of these are you getting in the box? Well, that's wonderful. I'm so happy that we got to see this. A giant set of secret lairs. Absolutely no complaints. I mean, actually, if I'm honest, Mere Battlesphere still perplexes me, but I really hope that somebody defends it in the comments. Well, I hope that everybody who gets their hands on these enjoys the cards very much, and the cards don't pringle too badly. And I hope that everybody who can't get through the line has a very proxy-friendly player base. If you like and subscribe, I'll see you next time.